great opportunity for me to serve you all. And after a span of 2 years, I'll be teaching you. I've stopped teaching 2 years back. But because of size request, I cannot deny that. And I'm here to help you on a particular topic. Ray optics, we want to talk. The words are a little bit complicated. The moment you say optics, it appears to you that it is really complicated. But the point here is very important that when we are talking about optics, we have a background 8, 9, 10, where we have studied about the light. Am I right? Have you all studied about light? So actually, this is not a normal session where I am going to give you the information. This is an activity-based session where you have to contribute a lot. There are few things that you have to learn from me, and accordingly, we have to proceed ahead. So you need to understand the basics there, which I am trying to put it down. Now, first important part is that when you start learning about the light, what do you think the light is all about? क्या लगता है आपको? What is light? Throw some light on a topic of light. Yes, very true. It is a form of energy. Very true. So you are only seeing the things, that is the reason. What do you mean by understanding? How do you analyze? So getting some information is not learning. Information can be provided by the computer. Computers are not the learned ones. What you should put in? How does it happen? Okay, so you are striving for the answers there of the questions that are coming to your mind. So how many questions did you ask on light? Yes, please. How many questions did you ask? None. And still striving for the answers of the unknown questions. That is how we are going to learn. That is my point. So what I want you to do is extremely important now. You will require a lot of pages. Obviously, you are all carrying the copies with you. That's sufficient for you. But at the last page, whenever I am teaching something and any question comes to your mind, first pen it down. Can you do this activity for me? After 6 days, I should be able to see everyone's copy containing the number of questions on what I am teaching to you. Can you do this activity? Surely. Even if you have got the answer, questions are to be written. Condition analyzed properly. Even if you have got the answer, you need to write down the question. You have not understood the answer, still you must be able to write the question. Any silly question that comes to your mind, for example, mirror. You can have a question here, what is a mirror? Is it a silly question, yes or no? Loudly. मुझसे डर लग रहा है क्या? ऐसे डरने वाला तो नहीं दिखता हूं मैं, but I am aware कि unless and until you are opening up with me, you are not going to learn from me. So that is the reason I am telling you कि you should put down all the question. My question is, what is a mirror? Is it a big question or a silly question? So explain me, what is a mirror? Which reflect the thing, the wall, the door, everything is reflecting the light. Would you call this as a mirror? Is it a silly question? I'm again asking you. So our perception is very wrong. When we say it is a silly question, we think that it is a silly, but it is not that silly. It's a relative. You may think of particular concept as a easier one. But some other student may feel that it is the most difficult one. Am I right or not? So what you are terming as an easy one may appear to you as a difficult one. What you are terming as a difficult one, the third person may say that it is the easiest one. So am I correct or not? Easy and difficult are the relative terms. And from my point of view, everything is easy. Problem is on your side. I had asked you a question, how do you learn? And nobody had given me the answer. We started with the answer by understanding. I asked about what is understanding. Then we talked about application, analyzing, application, getting the answers to the question. But how do you learn? Do you really put down the question when you are reading the text? Never. Am I right or wrong? These are all hurdles in making you things appearing to you difficult. इसको बाहर निकालो पहले. We have to just make these things move out of us. इसलिए the first task is given to you that whatever question comes to your mind, you must be able to put it down on a paper. Whether it is easy, difficult, mediocre, whatever level it is, don't worry about it. Is there any question in the world which is wrong? Then why you are saying this question was out of syllabus? बोलते या नहीं बोलते? Do you say or not? So question cannot be wrong. It can be out of syllabus. Am I right or wrong? It can be out of syllabus, but questions are always correct. So questioning is extremely important. So if you don't get a particular step, particular concept, write down a question in your copy and then ask me. It doesn't mean that you are asking the question and not writing it down. The condition is that you should write down the question. That is equally important. You can ask me the question first and then pen it down. I don't have any problem. Questioning is extremely important for all of you. Unless and until you put down a question list, you will never be able to understand what are the points where you are having difficulties. Got it clearly? I have not started teaching yet. I am just giving you what is to be done. The second important thing, which topic I am going to handle in these 6-7 days? Ray optics. The first important condition for ray optics is your scale, your protractor, your pencil. You must be equipped with all these things when I start teaching to you. You must be able to have the drawings to be drawn perfectly. Because unless and until you put down a ray diagrams in a proper manner, your understanding will not grow in this topic. Have you got me? Second part. तो दो चीजें मैंने कौन सी बताई? Who is going to tell me? Which two things you have to do? First one, write down the question on the page. Right? I'm going to collect all the questions at the end to find out what are the questions that are coming in your mind when we are talking about light. Okay? This is the first task. Second one, you should have a geometrical box with you containing everything where ray diagrams are extremely important for all of you. How many of you are carrying with you right now? The geometrical box, pencil, protractor, scale. कितने लोगों के पास है? बाकी लोग क्या करेंगे फिर? What others are going to do? Will be sharing? No. It will kill our time. So after the break, can you bring this one? Till then we can discuss, but after the break I'll be requiring it because we'll be moving into the depth of the light, right? So this is the second thing. Third thing, at least every lecture, which is of almost 90 minutes, you must have a sheet which will record what you have learned. That sheet will have some presentation in this manner. The most important part is that the ray optics is a very huge topic and contains large number of formulas. And for the formulae to memorize, it is really difficult. How many topics you have covered in 11th standard up till now? Yes. Up to current electricity, all topics have been done. Okay. On this side, current electricity. Then up to electric charge. Okay, potential and capacitance. Okay, no problem. So you are a little bit ahead and they are a little bit behind. That's it. Okay, no problem. Now, actually, why I have asked you all these things, I should know to whom I am teaching and what I am teaching. So accordingly, I need to analyze and explain to you the concepts related to the light. So as I am talking to you, that we require here some basic aspect. Like suppose I am using some new word, you should be able to pen it down that this is a new word that I have learned today. ये आप बता सकते हो क्या? Can you tell? This is a new word that you are learning, right? For example, I'll give you the simple example. Have you heard about reflection? Can you explain me the meaning of the word reflection? Bouncing back, very true. This is the way the books are also explaining when the light is made incident on a mirror, it bounces back from the surface of the mirror. Am I right? Imagine that I am having a ball in my hand and I am throwing it on a wall. Can I throw the ball on the wall? What would happen to the ball? Ball will be bouncing back. So can I say, if I'm doing this activity of throwing the ball on the wall and catching it back, can I say that the ball got reflected? My question. Can I say that ball got reflected? Or should I say that ball got bounced back? Should I use the word bounce or reflect? So for a light, how can you say that bouncing of light is to be called as a reflection? Thank you, dear. Thank you. Am I putting the things correctly before you? Do you agree with me or disagree? So, do you want to say that sound bounced back? Or we'll say sound got reflected? You call it as a echo. But in case of echo, are you going to say that sound has bounced back or sound has got reflected? Bounce back. Then ball is getting bounced back, you should be able to call the reflection of a ball. In a billiard ball game, the balls are also getting bounced back, you should call it as a reflection. What I mean to say here, you have not understood the meaning of the word reflection. If you would have got it, the word bounce would not have been used by you. But it's not your fault. It is given in the textbook in the similar manner. So what is given in the textbook that you have memorized it very well and presented back to me, and that is why you felt that it is the correct version. But think about it, is bouncing and reflection one and the same? I'll tell you the basic difference. Whenever you are having a particle associated with it or a matter is present there, then you talk of bouncing. But when it is a wave, you don't talk of bouncing because we don't consider wave to behave like a ball. Are you understanding the part? In a wave, is there any material particle? In a wave, it is not there. But a material medium may be required to carry the wave. Am I right or wrong? But wave is not a material. And as wave is not a particle, there is no question of bouncing back. Are you getting the difference there? What I'm trying to tell you is a simple thing, that whenever we are coming across a new word, we should have a complete analysis of that part. And if we had a complete analysis, then we will say that we have understood the concept, otherwise not. Got the background? Have you got it? So I was going to show you about some presentation that you should always do it whenever you are attending a lecture. It should have only one page there, and that one page should be appearing to you like this. This is your page of a copy that you are working with. Now, in this particular case, first will be your right margin. And in the right margin, all the formulae that you are learning in a lecture should be listed out. All the formulae should be listed out. कोई भी टॉपिक जब हम पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें जो भी फॉर्मूला आता है, जैसे मैं रिफ्लेक्शन की बात करूंगा तो फिर आप यहां लिखोगे एंगल, फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला एंगल आई इक्वल टू एंगल आर, दूसरा मैं बोलूंगा एंगल ऑफ डेविएशन का फॉर्मूला रहेगा. So whatever I am talking, all formulas should be written on a right part of the margin here, right? The left margin should be small enough, and in this area, whatever new words you are looking at, new words you are coming across must be entered. जो भी नए शब्द आप पढ़ रहे हो, वो नए शब्द वो आप पूरे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे छोटे से पार्ट में देखोगे कि इस टॉपिक में मैंने ये नए शब्द पढ़े हैं. ओके, ये वाला जो पोर्शन है, this is for you to write down some important notes. And this is the part where you will be having important conclusion. This part should be smaller. यहां स्मॉल पार्ट में लिख सकते हो. यानी एक लेक्चर में आपने कौन से नए वर्ड्स पढ़े हैं, कौन से नए फॉर्मूले आपने पढ़े हैं, वो आपके सामने रहेंगे. पढ़ाते समय या पढ़ते समय जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स है, नोट्स है, वो बीच वाले पोर्शन में रहेंगे. लेफ्ट साइड में नए वर्ड्स रहेंगे और नीचे में सम इंपॉर्टेंट कंक्लूजन्स दैट यू हैव टू ड्रॉ एंड पुट इट डाउन. हैव यू सीन सच पार्ट अर्लियर एनी टाइम? मैं आपको लेक्चर वाइज बता रहा हूं. लेक्चर वाइज बता रहा हूं मतलब 90 मिनट में हम क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं उसका ये पिक्चर रहेगा. एक 90 मिनट के लेक्चर में आपने क्या पढ़ा वो अगर आपके सामने पिक्चर है तो इट विल ऑलवेज हेल्प यू. अगर मैंने ऐसे सपोज 7 दिन पकड़ के चलिए कि मैंने ऑन एन एवरेज 15 लेक्चर्स लिए, तो 15 लेक्चर की ये शीट अगर आप एक के नीचे एक रखोगे तो पूरा सिलेबस आपका कवर हो जाता है 15 पेजेस में. दैट इज द एडवांटेज ऑफ इट. सो आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट these sheets that would help you to summarize the whole syllabus which we are going to study, right? So this is the third part I have told you. Are you clear about it now? Any questions up till now? What 3 tasks are to be done? You need to write down the questions. You have to make the list of the question every day, every lecture. Whatever question comes to your mind, pen it down. Okay? Second important thing is that Second important thing, geometry box that will be required, because without that you will not be able to understand the ray diagrams. Without ray diagram, you will not be able to understand the theory part of it. That is why this is activity based session, right? Third, are you getting it? Whatever new words you are coming across, whatever formula you are writing it down, you should have the listing of it done. I am only going to teach you. You are all going to learn. My experience is that every time the number of formulas are different. What I said, did you get that? I am only teaching, but when you make a list, अगर किसी ने 25 फॉर्मूले लिखे हैं तो दूसरे बंदे के 26 होते, 24 होते, 20 होते हैं. तो ये कंपाइलेशन करना आपका काम है कि एग्जैक्टली हाउ मेनी फॉर्मूलेज वी आर वर्किंग विद. Got it clearly? 3 tasks. The fourth one, which probably you are not aware, that is mathematics. Do you have maths? So you have learned about the maths? It's always very good to say no sir and ho sir, because it sounds similar. So how many of you are having maths? You don't have maths? A great problem then. So do you find physics to be simpler because you have maths, or still it is difficult? And for you 100% it is difficult then? No sir. So without maths can you learn physics? So what basic maths you have learned about? Are you all aware? Trigonometry. So tell me, what is sine theta? Opposite upon. So who is opposite of you? And who is the hypotenuse? What is cos theta? Adjacent upon. Sure. Tan theta? Opposite upon. Are you all getting it clearly? Do you know the sign of 0? 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Sure. Why? Why sign of 0 is 0? Why sign of 0 is 0? Opposite? Opposite line is 0. So draw a right angle triangle with one angle 0. Show me. So when you cannot draw the right angle triangle, how do you define sign of 0 as 0? Come on, try it out. Draw the right angle triangle with one angle as 0. निकाल पाओगे? Will you be able to draw a right angle triangle with one angle 0? So if it is not there, there is no right angle triangle, why you are defining sign of 0? जिसका ट्राइंगल ही नहीं बनता है, राइट एंगल ट्राइंगल ही नहीं बनता है, उसके साइन 0 को आप डिफाइन करते हो 0 वैल्यू. Cos of 0? Why it is 1? Draw a right angle triangle with one angle 0. Will you be able to draw? Then how you are defining cos of 0 is 1? Are you aware of some trigonometric relations, sin square theta plus cos square theta? Can you prove it? Have you studied about the limits? Limit theta tending to 0 sin theta upon theta. Limit theta tending to 0 tan theta upon theta equal to. How many of you are aware of derivative? You can discuss amongst yourself and tell me, but I need to work on this part. The first order derivative. Anybody who had seen this formula? D by dx of x to the power a. You are saying to me, A, chalna likhna aage, aisa? I thought that way. Okay, so anyone? Have you seen the formula here or not? What is derivative of sin x, derivative of cos x, derivative of tan x? Correct. So answer for this question is, you require this to be a x to the power a minus of 1. This is a formula for it. Now, we are not interested in deriving it because then I will be teaching you mathematics. I am here to teach you only the ray optics, but we are going to use this extensively. तो ये एक फॉर्मूला है जो आपको पता होना चाहिए. जो दूसरा फॉर्मूला आपको पता होना चाहिए वो ये है, लिमिट थीटा टेंडिंग टू 0 sin of theta divided by theta is equal to 1. Limit theta tending to 0 tan of theta divided by theta is equal to 1. मिनिमम ये तीन चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. एक्चुअली क्या रिलेशंस है, कैसे हैं, वो हम बाद में सोचेंगे. Do you have log tables with you? Have you heard about log tables? अभी नहीं होगे, ला सकते हो. Can you bring a log table with you? Tomorrow or after the break? Tomorrow you can bring? Bring the log table, I'll prove this to you. Right? But we need to have these three important formulae for understanding. In addition to that, you should have the knowledge of geometry to the greater extent. Parallel lines, alternate angle, sum of internal angles of a triangle is. ये सब पता है ना? These all things will be required extensively. Sum of the interior angles will be equal to the exterior angle. We call it as exterior angle theorem. पता है या नहीं? All these things will be extensively required for learning of ray optics here. Now, this part we will be requiring in a limitation. बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं लगेगा हमें, पर लगने वाला है. अगर आप इसे ख्याल में नहीं रखोगे, तो it will be creating a problem for you. तो I would suggest the fourth thing to you. मैंने तीन पहले हमने suggest कर दिए थे. तीन कर दिए थे ना, ये चौथा चीज है. Whenever you come across a new mathematical formula, you should make the list of it separately. Have you got my point clearly? आपको लिस्ट बना के रखना है कि यहां पर ये फॉर्मूला कैसे यूज हुआ. कोई ट्रायंगल है, कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड ट्रायंगल्स है, तो उसमें मैंने कैसे यूज किया था वो आपको लिख के रखना पड़ेगा. तो ही जाके जब आप रिवीजन करोगे तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ दैट पार्ट हैज अपीयर्ड देयर. Got me clearly? ठीक है. So this is the requirement. ये मैं आपको जब आपके पास log table रहेगा तो I'll prove this to you. अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज देयर, थीटा क्या है इसमें? आर यू अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट इज थीटा? साइन थीटा में थीटा क्या है? एंगल है। उसका यूनिट कौन सा होता है? रेडियन की डिग्री? रेडियन डिग्री और बोथ? क्या रिलेशन है रेडियन और डिग्री में? पाई, पाई रेडियन, you are having it as pi radian is taken as equal to 180. Why? Why pi radian is 180 degree? Why pi radian is 180 degree? It is given. That is why it is pi radian equal to 180 degree. You can ask me this question also, sir, why, you only tell us why pi radian is 180 degree. What do you mean by radian? मैं ही आपको बता रहा हूं क्वेश्चन कौन से लिखने हैं. What do you mean by degree? It's not about आपके मन के क्वेश्चन, जितने क्वेश्चन आप बना सकते हो बनाओ, दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. और ये इस चैप्टर में ही आप करने वाले, वैसा नहीं है. एवरी चैप्टर यू शुड फॉलो दिस मेथड, देन यू विल फाइंड दैट देयर इज इफेक्टिव लर्निंग. आपको पढ़ने का मजा आएगा तब. सो एनीवन हु कैन टेल मी व्हाट यू मीन बाय रेडियन? You can ask me, sir, you only explain why pi radian is 180 degree. If you ask, then only I'm going to answer, otherwise not. What is to be explained? सुनाई नहीं दिया. Because 2 pi radian is 360 degree. So you can ask me again, why 2 pi radian is 360 degree? Because pi radian is 180 degree. If someone is playing with you in this manner, are you really learning? सर ये दो आंसर नहीं चाहिए, तीसरा आंसर दीजिए हमें. Why pi radian is 180 degree? Because pi by 2 radian is 90 degree. तीसरा आंसर. सर ये तीन आंसर छोड़ के और कुछ भी बताइए. Why pi radian is 180 degree? Because pi by 4 radian is 45 degree. How many of you have understood it? None. And that is why I started with what is understanding. Do you want to learn? Why pi radian is 180 degree? हाँ बोलोगे तो ही बताऊंगा, नहीं तो मैं छोड़ दूंगा. पक्का? गुरु दक्षिणा लगेगी? यस सर बोल दिया, पर गुरु दक्षिणा क्या पूछा ही तो नहीं. लाउडली, आई एम नॉट एबल टू हियर यू. कौन सी चाहिए? देखो, गुरु के स्थान पे खड़ा हूं, गुरु दक्षिणा ही मांग सकता हूं, फीस नहीं मांग सकता. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द फीस एंड गुरु दक्षिणा. गुरु के स्थान पर खड़ा हूं, गुरु दक्षिणा में अंगूठा भी मांग सकता हूं, पूरी प्रॉपर्टी भी मांग सकता हूं. पर गुरु के जगह पे खड़ा हूं तो डेफिनेटली ये मेरे कोई इंटरेस्ट का नहीं है. ना आपका अंगूठा चाहिए, ना प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए, कुछ ना चाहिए. सिर्फ एक काम कीजिएगा, जिनको ये सारी चीजें पता नहीं होगी ना, उनको जाके पढ़ा दीजिएगा. कैन यू डू दैट? मुझे गुरु दक्षिणा मिल जाएगी. बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट टू प्रमोट ऑल दिस नॉलेज टू द पब्लिक. इट शुड नॉट बी रिस्ट्रिक्टेड विद इन यू. जो मिलेगा उसको पूछो. पाई रेडियन कितना होता है? 180 डिग्री होता है। क्यों होता है? समझना है? समझ लो, आप समझाओगे। Will you be able to explain? Okay. Now let us start with first important part. What is degree? Degree, unit of angle. This is a new angle for me. Is degree a unit? You have worked with fundamental and derived unit. Is unit a fundamental unit? Is it a derived unit? Or is it a supplementary unit? 11th स्टैंडर्ड का पहला चैप्टर है। डिराइव्ड, बताइए कैसे डिराइव करते हैं? These are the way we are learning. हम पत्थर मार के देखते हैं, लग गया तो क्या निशानेबाज हूं, नहीं लगा तो ऐसी फेंक के देखा था, नहीं लगा तो छोड़ दिया। This is not the way you can learn. You need to understand the aspects. जब आप कहते हो कि कौन सा यूनिट है, फंडामेंटल है, डिराइव्ड है, तो हाउ मेनी फंडामेंटल यूनिट्स आर देयर? Which are those? Length, mass, time, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity and current. बराबर है? इसमें कहीं आ रहा है एंगल? सो ये एंगल तो फंडामेंटल नहीं है, डिराइव्ड है, तो किससे डिराइव हो वो बताना पड़ेगा। Is it like force is equal to mass into acceleration? Theta is equal to this into this. That is why this is having the unit like this. Are you getting the aspect? Theta or the angle is the first important thing. What do you mean by an angle? Angle क्या होता है? बोलो। So what degree है ना, वो उस पे आ गया ना। What is degree then? सर्कल का टोटल एंगल कितना होता है? Why it is 360? Why it is not 400? Why it is not 200? Why it is not 180? Do you think 360 is a perfect number? It could have been taken 350 or 400. Why it is taken 360? I am drawing two angles in front of you. You have to tell me which one is the bigger angle. One and two. इसमें से बड़ा कौन सा है पूछ रहा हूं मैं आपको। सेकंड बड़ा है ना? एंगल सेम है, फिगर कौन सा बड़ा है ये पूछा रहता तो आपका आंसर सही होता। मैंने फिगर तो पूछा ही नहीं। But you give this question to the KG1 standard student, they will tell you that this is big, second is big, first is small. But you have observed it correctly that angle in both the cases are equal. Are you getting this part? So even when the figure is drawn bigger or smaller, why the angle is same? फिर से क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया आपको, फिर से क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, नोट करते जाओ। आपके मन से भी, मेरे मन से भी, किसी के भी मन के क्वेश्चंस बनाने हैं। Am I right or wrong? So why angle is same even if I have drawn a bigger angle or a smaller angle? Why the angle is remaining same?
Because they have the same intersection. The angles that lines are the same intersection.
They are having the same point of intersection. That is the reason they are having the same angle. No, I'll tell you. Angle, you define it in this manner. Angle is defined as arc length upon radius. This is the formula how we are defining angle. Are you aware of what is arc length? So for this one, I can show here that this is representing to me the arc length. This is arc length and this will be called as a radius. So you will be having arc length upon radius, that will be called as an angle theta here. I can put it down here, angle theta. AL is representing the arc length. What is the unit of arc length? Yes? Bolo? It will be expressed in terms of meter, centimeter, kilometer, possible. It will be having the unit of meter only. Radius? So you are having arc length upon radius, what will be the unit of it? So angle is unitless. Angle is unitless. So जो आपने पहला स्टेटमेंट बोला था कि डिग्री इज द यूनिट ऑफ एंगल, इज इट राइट? Is it right? And that is why I am asking you. छोटी छोटी चीजें सीख कर ही बड़ी चीजें सीखी जा सकती है. So you should understand that angle is unitless because arc length is measured in meter, radius is measured in meter. So meter by meter, they will get cancelled with one another and you will be having unitless angle. Then question arises, how should we compare the angle? For example, theta has been marked there, and if I draw another angle here like this and mark it as alpha, then what will be the relation between alpha and theta? What will be the relation between alpha and theta? Relation समझते हो? Alpha is greater than theta, alpha is less than theta, alpha is equal to theta. Alpha is greater than theta. So angle alpha is greater than theta. But if you look at it, if you put down here like this and extend this part here, you are having this complete part from here to here, that is representing arc length 2. This is arc length 1. The radius I am keeping it as constant. So you will be able to see here arc length 2 is greater than arc length 1, and you will be able to see here alpha is greater than theta. Yeah, thank you. So can you see this difference here? So you are having arc length 2 greater than arc length 1. Am I right or wrong? And angle alpha greater than angle theta. Are you all getting it clearly? So alpha is greater than theta, and you are able to have the comparison done here, which is greater and which is smaller. Theta is smaller than alpha. Alpha is greater than theta. So are you able to compare? Yes or no? This comparison, we call it as क्या कहते हैं इसे? Because we want to know which angle is bigger and which one is smaller, we are using the term here degree of comparison. Now, if I put it down like this, that this angle is 30 degree of comparison with 1 degree. This angle is 60 degree of comparison with 1 degree. This angle is 75 degree with degree of comparison with 1 degree. Then it is taking a huge amount of time to express the concept. With a time of comparison is deleted and only degree is remaining. Have you got this part? एंगल के साथ डिग्री क्यों है? बिकॉज वी आर यूजिंग द वर्ड एंगल इन रेफरेंस ऑफ डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन. किसी के साथ कंपेयर तो करना पड़ेगा ना. 60 डिग्री आप बोल रहे हो, अरे किसके साथ 60 डिग्री बोल रहे हो? जब हमने 1 डिग्री का एंगल डिफाइन किया, उसके कंपैरिजन में ये 60 डिग्री है. 1 डिग्री के कंपैरिजन में 30 डिग्री है. 1 डिग्री के कंपैरिजन में ये 75 डिग्री है. 1 डिग्री के कंपैरिजन में 90 डिग्री है. तो आर वी नॉट डिफाइनिंग द एंगल इन डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन? तो हमने क्या बोलना चाहिए? 30 डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन विद एंगल ऑफ 1 डिग्री, 45 डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन विद एज कंपेयर टू द एंगल ऑफ 1 डिग्री. इतना लंबा कौन बोलेगा? उससे अच्छा हम क्या बोलते हैं? 45 डिग्री, 30 डिग्री, 60 डिग्री, 90 डिग्री. बट एक्चुअली वी आर कंपेयरिंग इट विथ 1 डिग्री. सो डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन एक्चुअल वर्ड है. ऑफ कंपैरिजन निकाल दिया, बचता क्या है? डिग्री. इसलिए दुनिया फिर एंगल को क्या बोलती है? डिग्री. हैव यू गॉट द ओरिजिन ऑफ द वर्ड डिग्री? किसी यूनिवर्सिटी ने नहीं दिया हुआ है डिग्री, बिकॉज ऑलवेज यूनिवर्सिटी गिव डिग्री ना. यूनिवर्सिटी ने नहीं दिया है, बट दिस इज डिग्री ऑफ कंपैरिजन, जिससे हमें ये वर्ड मिलता है डिग्री. गॉट इट? मैं आस्क्ड यू अ क्वेश्चन. 360 डिग्री सर्कल का एंगल 360 क्यों होता है? Yes, it is 360. Very true. But why 360? Why you have not considered circle's angle measure to be 400? Why not 900? Why not 1000? Why not 100? Directly 360. सर उस जमाने में क्या था, वो एक बंदा ध्यान लगा के बैठ गया, शिव जी प्रसन्न हो गए, उन्होंने मेडिटेशन में बता दिया कि जा दुनिया को कल से बता दे 360 डिग्री. किसी ने पूछा तो मेरा नाम बता देना. वैसा हुआ होगा? No, we are learners. We are seekers of knowledge. I cannot believe on the story. I have to prove it every time. Right? So do you want to learn? Why 360? गुरु दक्षिणा भूलोगे तो नहीं ना? भूलेंगे. Okay, so it's very important. 360 is a super number. When you divide 360 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, always you get integer. You can try it out. 360 divided by 1, out of syllabus. आता है ना? इसलिए out of syllabus बोल दिया. 360 divided by 2, 360 divided by 3, 360 divided by 4, 360 divided by 5, out of syllabus. How did you divide? 360 divided by 6, 360 divided by 8. अब कैलकुलेशन चालू होगी दिमाग में. कितना आया? 45. 360 divided by 9, 360 divided by 10. What do you have learned? Are all these division giving you integer? Yes or no? So this is a unique number. When you divide it by first numbers except 7, first 10 numbers except 7, every time you are getting integer. बराबर बोल रहा हूं या गलत बोल रहा हूं? आप 100 लेके देखिए. 100 divided by 2, 100 divided by 3, is it an integer? 100 divided by 4, is it an integer? 100 divided by 5, 100 divided by 6, 100 divided by 7, 100 divided by 8. इंटीजर नहीं है. 100 divided by 9, 100 divided by 10. So अगर आप 100 के डिविजन्स देखोगे तो it is not divisible by 3, it is not divisible by 6, it is not divisible by 7, it is not divisible by 8, completely not divisible by 8. हाँ, इंटीजर नहीं आ रहा है हमारा आंसर. It is not divisible by 9. तो यहां पर 5 नंबर से वो डिविजिबल नहीं है कंप्लीटली 100, बट 360 इज डिविजिबल बाय 9 नंबर्स आउट ऑफ 10. बराबर है. अब इसकी जरूरत क्या है? So have you shared a cake with your brothers and sisters? So it should be 360 degree only. 100 degree will create a lot of problem. इसको थोड़ा ज्यादा मिला, इसको थोड़ा कम मिला, और जिसको कम मिला वही ज्यादा खा लेता है फिर. Are you getting? Sharing is extremely important. If you are having a circle and you are dividing it into the sectors, then every sector should have the angle measure that should be integer. Am I right or wrong? So 360 was preferred over the other numbers. So what I did a simple task. I took 360 and multiplied it by 7, I got the number 2520. So this is a super unique number. If you take the angle measure of a circle as 2520 degree, then you will be able to divide by all 10 numbers. You will be able to have every time the integer. You can check it out. 2520 divided by 2. 1260 will be the answer. 2520 divided by 3. 840. 2520 divided by 4. 630. 2520 divided by 5. Divided by 6. आ जाएगा? इंटीजर आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? You divide by any 10 numbers, all numbers will be producing the integer after division. Am I right or not? बराबर है? So 2520 should have been right or more correct as compared to 360. Do you agree upon this? Now there is a practical difficulty in taking 2520. How many of you are having the protractor D at this moment? किसी के पास है D? Protractor D. सर ये लो, आप ही लो और आप ही देखो, मैं आपके लिए देखने को बोल रहा हूं. Okay. This is actually a school going children. Don't take it personally, but that is how we responded in the school. Even though I also responded in the same manner. Teacher asked for something, this is the way. But it is for you. What is the smallest count on it? Least count? 0. Least count 0. 1 degree. How many degree markings are there on a D? डिग्री के कितने मार्किंग है उसके ऊपर? गलत. 181. 0 को भी तो काउंट करना पड़ेगा ना, काउंटिंग नहीं आता है. बराबर बोल रहा हूं या नहीं? So you have to count 0 also. So markings are 181. 0th is the first marking. 180th is the last marking. So it will have 181 marking on it. But if you look at the differences, it will be 180 marks. 180 degrees वहां पर रहते हैं. बराबर है? Now, just imagine 180 is half of 360. So if I divide 2520 by 2, I'm getting the answer as 1260. बराबर है? 1260 रहेगा उसमें? रहेगा या नहीं? अब ये जो 1260 मुझे मिला है, इसका मुझे प्रोट्रैक्टर बनाना पड़ेगा। आपके प्रोट्रैक्टर पे 180 मार्किंग है, यहां पर कितने मार्किंग रहेंगे? 1260 मार्किंग रहेंगे। यानी आज जो 2 मार्किंग आप प्रोट्रैक्टर पर देख पा रहे हो, उसमें 7 मार्किंग आएंगे, बिकॉज 180 इंटू 7 is 1260. 18 sevens are 126. Am I right or wrong? तो आज की जो 2 मार्किंग है, उसमें कितने मार्किंग देने पड़ेंगे? और आप डी देखिए, उसमें 2 मार्किंग हो गए ना, उसमें 7 मार्किंग और बनाना है। यानी अभी पहला और दूसरा मार्किंग जो आप देख रहे हो, वो पहला और 7वां मार्किंग हो गया, उसके बीच में 5 और मार्किंग लगाने हैं। Will you be able to see with the naked eyes? And that is the reason we have settled it on 360. Have you got the part? 360 क्यों होता है, पता चला? पक्का? Okay. Now, angle is arc length upon radius. So when to call it as a radian, that I am telling you. If arc length is expressed in terms of radius, angle is measured in terms of radian. जब आप आर्क लेंथ को रेडियस के टर्म्स में एक्सप्रेस करते हो, तब एंगल रेडियन में मेजर होता है। Have you got the meaning of it? Whenever you are expressing arc length in terms of radius, angle will be measured in terms of radian. Example, suppose you are drawing a circle here. So what will be the angle for the circle? Theta 360 degree. But theta is arc length upon radius. So what will be the arc length of the circle? Arc length will be taken as circumference. So circumference will be taken as equal to 2 pi r divided by r. So r and r are getting cancelled. You are expressing arc length in terms of radius, so angle is measured in terms of radian. That is the reason why you are able to get 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radian. That is why we write down pi radian is equal to 180 degree. Is it proved? Have you understood what is an angle, arc length, degree, radius, radian? समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Clear है अभी? So whenever you are coming across arc length expressed in terms of radius, you call it as angle measured in terms of radian. Able to get it? So the fourth part was all about the mathematics, am I right? So mathematics you have to learn. उसमें से हमें कुछ पार्ट आपको प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा, दैट इज डेरिवेटिव। वो भी फॉर्मूला मैंने लिख के दिया है। विल यू बी एबल टू प्रैक्टिस इट, और शुड आई गिव यू सम एग्जांपल्स रिलेटेड टू इट so that you can get the answers accordingly and verify whether this formula is applicable by you or not? Okay. Now, so I am writing on the same part, just try to get the answers. D by dx of x to the power 3 will be equal to आ गया? Very good. 3x squared. So you are having here d by dx of x to the power 4. आ गया? Then you are having d by dx of x to the power minus 1. Minus 1. So you will be having the answer as minus of 1 by x square. इसी को हम ऐसा भी लिखते हैं, d by dx of 1 by x. That will be taken as minus of 1 by x square. You can write down d by dx of x to the power 0. क्या आंसर आएगा? Sure. Why 0? Because you will be using this rule ना, ये rule आपको यूज करना है. तो यहां पर a के जगह 0 है, तो 0 यहां पर आएगा मल्टीप्लाइड बाय x to the power 0 minus 1. तो 0 minus 1 will be x to the power minus 1 रहेगा, पर आप 0 से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो, सो आंसर विल बी 0. तो यहां पर आपका आंसर आता है 0, राइट? सो व्हाट विल बी d by dx of 2. One, two, one. Sir is 1, no problem. बोलो. जब d by dx of 1 0 है, तो d by dx of 2 भी 0 रहेगा, 3 भी 0 रहेगा, 4 भी 0 रहेगा. ये d by dx में होता क्या है? दिस इज एक्चुअली d by dx, आप लिखते हो ना इस तरह से, d by dx of x to the power a is taken as dy by dx. और इसका जो आंसर आता है दैट इज a x to the power a minus 1. डेरिवेटिव ऑफ y विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू x, ये सिंबल है इसका. dy कांस्टेंट टर्म मैंने लिखा है, तो व्हाट इज द चेंज ऑफ कांस्टेंट? 0. That is why derivative of constant is always taken as equal to 0. Have you got it? पक्का ख्याल में आ रहा है? Last one. What will be d by dx of minus of x to the power minus 2? Minus of x to the power minus 2. बोलो. So rightly said, this is a minus sign which will appear to you minus of d by dx of x to the power minus 2, that is equal to minus of minus 2 x to the power minus 2 minus 1. So you will be having plus 2 x to the power minus 3. समझ में आ रहा है कि डेरिवेटिव कैसे यूज करना है? बस ये एक सिंगल फॉर्मूला हमारे काम में आने वाला है व्हेन वी विल बी वर्किंग विद द ऑप्टिक्स पार्ट ऑफ इट, राइट? तो कौन से पॉइंट्स बताए मैंने? आप कंटेंट पे जा रहे हो. मेरे से पढ़ने के लिए आपको 4 चीजें करने को बोला है मैंने आपको. क्वेश्चंस. Those questions can be questions asked by me or questions that are coming up in your mind or questions that you are listening from someone. Whatever questions you are having in your mind, you have to pen it down. दूसरा, Loudly. Geometrical box. Without that, we cannot learn optics. Right? Third, शीट कैसे बनाना है, हर लेक्चर का शीट में क्या होना चाहिए, कौन सी जगह पे क्या लिखना है। एक पेज में एक लेक्चर आना चाहिए, 15 लेक्चर में पूरा टॉपिक आना चाहिए। वो 15 पेजेस देखने के बाद आपका रिवीजन हो जाना चाहिए। इसलिए उस हिसाब से आपको फॉर्मूला शीट बनानी है, उसमें जो कंक्लूजन्स है उसको ध्यान से पढ़ना है और उसके ऊपर काम करना है। ठीक है? और मैथ्स, मैथ्स विल बी रिक्वायर्ड। कोई भी फिजिक्स का बुक ले लो, ऐसा मैं तो हमेशा बोलता हूं, ऐसा बुक है, आंखें बंद कर देना, पेज ऐसे खोल लो, उसमें आपको मैथ्स दिखेगा, फिर बंद कर दो, फिर पेज दूसरा खोल के देख लो, फिर मैथ्स दिखेगा। ऐसा लाखों बार भी करोगे तो हर पेज में आपको मैथ्स मिलने वाला है। तो डोंट रन अवे फ्रॉम मैथ्स, दैट्स अ बेसिक इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू फील दैट यू आर वीक इन मैथ्स? How many of you feel that you are weak in maths? मेरे से दोस्ती कर लो। You will be stronger in maths as compared to those who are the toppers of the class. अभी मैं इनके कान में एक क्वेश्चन बता देता हूं, टॉपर्स विल नॉट बी एबल टू आंसर। आप कोशिश कर सकते हो। करूं कोशिश? रहने दो सर, रहने दो। शुड आई डू? शुड आई गिव यू क्वेश्चंस? मैथ्स बहुत तकलीफ देने वाला है इनको, मेरा मैथ्स तो बहुत ही तेज है। When you find a square root, what are you finding? जब आप किसी नंबर का स्क्वायर रूट निकालते हो, आप क्या निकालते हो? बोलो, जल्दी बोलो। When you find a cube root, what are you finding? Any number to the power 0. Loudly. ये क्वेश्चन नहीं था। Any number to the power 0. How much it is? Sure? अभी क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूं, सही जवाब दे दो। जो टॉपर है उसने पहला देना है। What is 0 to the power 0? आधे लोग 1 बोल रहे, आधे 0 बोल रहे। 0 to the power 0 is 1. 0 is nothing. Nothing to the power nothing, वो भी फिर भी 1 है। दुनिया में कुछ भी नहीं है, उसके पावर में भी कुछ भी नहीं है, फिर भी उसका जवाब एक ही है। मैंने कहा ना मैं तकलीफ देने वाला हूं। क्वाड्रेटिक वर्ड सुना है? क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन सुना है या नहीं? सो व्हाट इज क्वाड्रा? सो वेयर इज 4 इन क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन? है या नहीं है? आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू, किसी का मैथ्स वीक नहीं होता है। बाय बर्थ everyone carries a gene called as mathematical gene, and that is super activated. अगर आपको सुबह 9 बजे भूख लगती है तो 9 बजे ही लगती है। इफ यू डोंट नो हाउ द काउंटिंग इज देयर एट द स्मॉल एज, हाउ डू यू कम टू नो 9 बज गए? विदाउट काउंटिंग। तो मैथमेटिक्स किसी का वीक नहीं होता है, प्रैक्टिस जिसकी कम होती है उसका परफॉर्मेंस कम आता है। परफॉर्मेंस जिसका कम होता है उसको लगता है कि उसको मार्क्स कम मिल रहे, इसलिए टॉपिक नहीं समझ में आ रहा। समझने का कोई लेना देना नहीं है, प्रैक्टिस करो, मार्क्स बढ़ाओ। So don't be afraid of maths. We have to handle the maths extensively here, and that is the requirement. Okay? 4 पॉइंट्स हो गए, 5वां पॉइंट और एक बोला था, मुझे पता था आप भूलने वाले हो। नहीं, गुरु दक्षिणा तो दोगे आप, वो पता है मेरे को। गुरु दक्षिणा नहीं दोगे तो मुझे पता चल जाएगा वो, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट। 5वां पॉइंट भूल रहे हो, मैंने कुछ बोला था आपको कल लाने के लिए। हाँ, तो don't forget about it. You have to bring the log table so that you can understand the concept of sin theta upon theta, why it is taken as equal to 1. Okay? Because without that, we will not be able to handle the geometrical optics. तो जो मैथ्स रिक्वायर्ड है वो मैथ्स क्या रिक्वायर्ड है मैंने आपको बता दिया था, राइट? अभी भी मैंने आंसर नहीं दिए दो क्वेश्चन के. साइन ऑफ 0 0 क्यों होता है, कॉस ऑफ 0 1 क्यों होता है? Am I right? So just try to find it out. We'll continue the discussion. This is the end of session 1. After 15 minutes gap, we'll be again joining. We'll then start with the topic of light. Light फिर चालू होगा, अभी तक चालू नहीं हुआ था. अब सिर्फ बैकग्राउंड बताया था कि क्या क्या लगने वाला है, and we'll proceed ahead. Okay? See you. Bye. Sai Ram.